Hey guys, welcome to Spilling the Reality with Trisha and Kylie on the Russell Hand Show, where we will be bringing you all of the live feed updates from Big Brother. Everything going on with the POV ceremony, if a replacement nom got put up, and what's going on with Dani and Christmas. So, yesterday we left off with same old, Kevin and David barely campaigning, just hanging in there. Cody saying he wasn't going to use the power of veto. So, Kylie, what happened on the feeds yesterday?
Well, guys, the same thing that always happens. Not much. So, we'll bring you all of the good stuff because a few interesting things did happen. And so, one fun thing that happened, kind of fun, is we get this very condescending comment from Cody, and we're going to play the clip for y'all so that you can see it. And this is.
Yo, Memphis. Oh, like fast. You have 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8.
Whoever you feel like is best for the game.
All right, now I'm not using it. You're staying on the block. Oh, God. You failed miserably there.
So this was Cody talking to David before the veto ceremony, and in case you couldn't understand it at the beginning, he says, "I'm going to use the veto. Tell me who I should use it on." And you've got 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8. And David
And
says, "Whoever's best for your game." And Cody's like, "Nope, not using it. You're staying on the block. You failed miserably." Such a jerk. So this is going to bring us to our first tweet of the day because we have a couple for y'all. It's a little hard to read, possibly, depending on how big your computer screen is, because it's a lot of text. But it's our girl Jessica from BB21 saying, "Condescending moments like this really is some lower level shit. Glad that this amuses you. Would have loved for David to respond with, why should I give you my jury vote if you're in final two? Go. 10, 9, 8, 7. So, y'all, I'm just saying, if David misses his opportunity here to do this, if Cody is sitting in the final two chairs and is like, "Just kidding, I'm not voting for you," then he's canceled.
Mel says the world doesn't revolve around you, Cody.
Exactly. So, here you go, guys. Like,
I hope David and Cody sit next to each other at the end and David wins.
mainly,
Uh,
since that's probably not a likely scenario, I'm just going to hope that David is able to throw this back into Cody's face and is like, "Tell me why you should get my jury vote. 10, 9, 8. Just kidding, I'm voting for Memphis."
yeah,
Like, I hate Memphis, but that was such a douchebag comment.
it was, and I don't know that it was necessarily like to David because it's David. Like Cody is just kind of like this.
Yeah.
He talks to Dani the same way. We got a little bit of that on the episode. So I don't think it's like because it's David. I think he
Right,
just
right.
kind of, the power's gone to his head a little bit.
Yeah. So,
We had a funny comment. Oh, um, so we're gonna try to touch on y'all's comments as we go through because the feed is blowing up today. So we don't get to the end and have little awkward pauses. This comment from Jim says, "All I want to know is where is Will," and we want to know the same thing. Like he
I don't
wasn't
understand.
on. He wasn't on very long when he had a little cameo appearance, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's that
Just,
was that.
"Hey guys, I'm going to be your neighbor. You're going to see me some more." And then nothing. So, I mean, are we being played? Like, is Will going to come into the twist on Thursday? Like,
Yeah,
maybe he's going to have a role in the triple eviction. I don't know, but I just can't imagine. I would imagine that, Dr. Will's cameo fee has to be pretty high. So, like, did CBS just pay him like 10 grand for a 5-second appearance? I don't understand.
possibly. I feel like he's at home because he's like on Twitter and Instagram now, so I don't know. But he
Yeah.
did release a statement that he's sorry he looked so weird on the show. They put lots of powder on him and makeup, so he looked Very strange, but
Very similar to Edward Cullen.
he's still devilishly handsome per his tweets.
I'm gonna go with like Will is a great TV character, a great Big Brother player, but I'm gonna go with you look a little weird because you've had a lot of plastic surgery.
He also says he has not had any plastic surgery.
Lies. There's no
Yeah,
chance.
I'm just saying what he says on his social media, but he said his hair is natural and he didn't deny like Botox, but he
Yeah.
said no plastic surgery. His teeth
Well, a lot
are
of
due to
Botox.
braces, not veneers. So I don't know, but they're like all even, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what kind of genetic? Like mine, I mean, I don't have good teeth at all, but like my front two are so long like horses, and I'm just incredibly jealous of his very even teeth.
Yeah. I don't understand. And I
Yeah,
think that you're lying.
freak
Lies.
freakishly handsome. That's right, Danny.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Well, we don't know where
yeah,
Dr. Will is.
Will looked very freakishly.
Freakishly. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, like maybe it is just the combination. He has always had pale skin. So like I'm super pale, so I'm not hating on him for that because some of us just don't get tan. It's just how God made us. We're porcelain. But it's like the combination of his super pale skin and then like his mostly salt colored hair now.
Yeah,
And
mostly saw and then, like, his
he's
eyes
real
were weird to me, like,
shiny.
his eyes looked really dark, and his, like, it looked like he had a lot of mascara on, which I'm sure they put mascara on him because he was on a TV show and you can look very flushed, but
Yeah.
the makeup artist should definitely be fired, like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Whoa.
That was scary. So, anyways, but we only got, like, a 5-second clip of Dr. Will, so we're not really sure. We haven't heard anything else of if he's gonna be on the show. We haven't heard any chatter about it in the house. So, yeah, we
I don't know.
he might
Well,
just be gone.
that might be it, y'all. He might
Um,
be like, "Look, the makeup job was a butcher, so I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna come back. I
yeah,
quit."
yeah, I'm out. So moving into the veto ceremony did happen yesterday. Shortly after that conversation with David, they were interrupted and the feeds cut and the veto ceremony happened. So we come back on and see that Cody did not use
Not
the power of veto. I have decided not to use the power of veto.
shocker. It's only been used twice this season. Once on Kevin saving himself, once Davon saving Kevin, but Kevin was not able to escape it this week. Stays on the block. Not looking good for our boy Kevin.
Yeah, looking like Kevin is going to finally stop being a pawn and going to actually hit the door and talk to Julie this week. So, um,
Yeah.
nothing new there.
Yeah, we do get, Kevin is not giving up. He is campaigning. We do get David doing a little bit of campaigning, y'all. And he has this conversation with Dani, and he tells Dani, like, I want to be here when the table gets smaller. Like, you're gonna make sure that I'm here for that, right? And Dani's like, is that your campaign? And he's like, yeah. She's like, okay, come back later when you got something better. David
Abort
never
that.
ceases to amaze me. Like,
I
y'all,
mean, I'm honestly impressed that he even knows that the table gets smaller. I'm honestly impressed.
so just why? Why does he say these things?
Beats me. Beats me and the rest of America. I don't know. Yeah.
Just
Anyways,
he makes no sense.
I
So
hope he
yeah.
does. I hope he does get to see the table get smaller, though.
Well, I mean, sure.
Aiden has pulled me to the dark side. Pink haired Aiden. I rooting for David because it's the only thing that would be good this season.
I'm not
Sorry,
there
not
yet.
sorry.
I don't want him to leave because I mean, who else is going to give us this? Like, y'all, I mean, we've got like 8 people left in the game, and David, that's his campaign strategy. And it doesn't even matter because Kevin makes the comment also that the campaigns really don't matter because as soon as the 2 people are nominated, the decision's already made. And he's exactly right. That's
Yeah.
how it's been all season long. As soon as the nominations are made, they're like, okay, hey, if it stays the same, this is who's going. Whatever you say to people is not going to matter. They've already made up their mind. So it doesn't matter that David's awful at campaigning because they had already decided that Kevin's leaving. So
Yeah, and they've also made fun of people for campaigning, we can't forget that. So, it is the most frustrating that, like, Cody and these people are trying to get them to campaign and try like, he
yeah,
in that whenever Cody is saying, 10, 9, 8, 7, tell me who you think should go on the block, I'm gonna use the veto, that is literally trying to pull information out of David, and David calls him on it, is like,
yeah.
you know, you should do what you wanna do. If I tell you this, then it's gonna be
That's
biased towards
revealing,
my game. Yeah,
right? That's revealing my cards. Like, why am I going to tell you? Like,
yeah. That's probably the smartest thing David has done so far in this
yeah,
game,
every
so
once in a while he's got like these glimpses of, okay, that's why they decided to bring you back, but then he says things like, keep me so that I can be here when the table gets smaller. And then you're
yeah.
like, nope, there it went. There it went.
Yeah, but also it's like,
Like, you almost had it.
what really could he say? There's nothing he could say. He's gonna stay, and I'm sure he knows that. Kevin's had conversations with him about it.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about Kevin and David's conversations, but um, Cody seems to be playing both sides, and we've talked about him running the house. Kylie thinks he's running the committee, but
Yes.
Cody's playing both sides. So there's 2 sides to this house right now. There's the Christmas side, ho ho ho, and the Dani
Danny
side.
side.
So
Ah! That's Danny.
we make
Scaring
our own
people.
sound effects here on Spilling the Reality because we don't have a soundboard. So sorry in advance. We also think we're really funny. Anyways, okay. So, perks of a live show. Cody's being a double agent. He is having conversations with Christmas and then turning around and having conversations about Christmas and then having conversations with Dani, having conversations about Dani.
Yeah.
Kylie, tell us a little bit about those conversations.
Yes. So when the feeds come back up, we've got Cody and Christmas talking, and they are talking about Danny. And Cody says that he feels like Danny is really threatened by Christmas in the game, not in real life, like not homicidal Christmas, but Big Brother Christmas.
Not convict miss.
Yeah. But so like I think she's scared of you because you're able to win competitions and she's intimidated by that. And Christmas is just like, well, I don't want anyone to feel threatened by me because I just play a really straight up game. Like, I don't want to lie. I don't want to be deceitful. I just want the strongest team to be there at the end.
And that Christmas goes on to say that I try to help people play their best possible game.
Yeah.
Mm,
Sounds like a motivational speech.
mm.
And,
All
I
right.
just, I don't have to trick people to get ahead. That's not who I am.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right. Okay, girl. Go ahead. So Christmas
Bye.
points out that Dani and Nicole are seemingly at odds prior to Davon leaving, and that drastically changed as soon as Davon walked out the door, and now Dani and Nicole are just back to being peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, the evil stepsisters is what I like to call them. And she says how whenever she walks into a room that they stop talking, and she just knows that they're talking about her, and she doesn't like the interactions that she's having with Nicole, and you know. The only time she really talks with Nicole is when Nicole's making her rounds every day, talking to people about why they should keep her around. And Cody's like, okay, well, I know that, but we need to keep her around for the end game.
Yeah, and And he's telling Christmas, he's like, me, me and you, me and
Yeah.
you, we're going to the inn. And Christmas is like, yes, us two, we're going to the inn. And then later in the day, so that was about 30, 40 minutes later, Cody is talking to Enzo, and he says Cody and Enzo are talking about targets for the next week, and Cody's, saying we shouldn't go after Christmas because she's targeting Dani and possibly Nicole. So he's taking this information about what Christmas said and giving it
Mhm.
to Enzo. Um, because he has a really good relationship with Enzo. And so he's like, we shouldn't take her out. She'll take out Dani and possibly Nicole, because Dani's also targeting her. And then he said they can go after each other, and we'll just sit in the back.
Yeah. And this is really smart. I mean, dude, like, especially with us knowing that the triple eviction's coming, like, sit back, let the three women go after each other, take each other out, because none of them are mentioning you. So, best case scenario. And we're just really seeing this Roots alliance with Cody and Enzo really coming together this week. Like, I feel like they have definitely moved into each other's like number one positions. I would not hate this as a final two because I feel like they've probably played the two best games thus far. So, yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. Again, no one is talking about Cody and Enzo, but Cody and Enzo do have some conversations about Memphis.
Yeah.
So, that's interesting. So, they go on to have conversations not only about Dani and Nicole, but also about Memphis. Um, Enzo says that he would really like to see Nicole win HOH, and Cody's like, yeah, because she would go after Memphis and possibly Tyler. That way they don't get their bloods on the hands. They see that the committee is beginning, it's time for them to turn on each other, and
Yeah.
now is the time. So they're like, if Nicole wins, she's not coming after us. She's going after Memphis and possibly Tyler. So
Yeah.
they're good with that.
I'm a little confused here by both Cody and Enzo wanting to go after Memphis at this point because I think Memphis really does want to move far into the game with both of them, especially Enzo. And so I'm kind of surprised that they're wanting to take the shot at Memphis already.
Yeah, I mean, they're not personally wanting to
Not
take the
them
shot,
personally,
but
right?
they do want the shot to be taken. I think they see, I mean, he's won HOH twice. I think they do see that he is running the committee, and if they take him out and they chop that head off, then it's free for all. We can align with who we want to. That solidifies Cody and Enzo for sure.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah. Um, Enzo goes on to say that it would be good for their games to get Memphis out as he's smart and good at competitions, and believes that they would also have Christmas if Memphis leaves the house. But they would definitely have her if Tyler were to leave because they see that Tyler is Christmas's number one. And they think that if they get rid of Tyler or Nicole gets rid of Tyler or Dani, Nicole gets rid of Tyler, then they could have Christmas on their side.
Yeah, and I mean, I think they are right in that assessment because those are the two people that Christmas is closest to. So taking both of them out does bring Christmas in closer with them. And then, that does set them up with Christmas going after Dani and Nicole. But I think taking Memphis out this early for them, for those two, is not the best decision. I think cutting Tyler's a good one for them.
Yeah.
Um,
But here's the real question. If Nicole puts up Tyler in Memphis and she's targeting Tyler, does Christmas want to vote the HOH way?
she better
I mean, that
because
has
that's
been her stance all season is you vote the HOH way. Y'all should do what the HOH wants. Hey guys, do what the HOH wants. Um,
yeah, so
HOH
you
wants out
better.
Tyler, you're number one.
You
Do you
better.
still want to vote the HOH way?
Mm,
That's
interesting.
really the only reason I wanna see Memphis up, because Tyler and Memphis up because I wanna see Christmas's reaction.
Yeah. Um, Like,
But
I'm ready for this triple eviction because it's going to turn the game from like 0 to 100. But then by the same token, I do feel like we're going to lose a lot of the drama, because what I'm worried is going to happen is we are going to lose like Dani, Christmas, Tyler, maybe Memphis, like probably 2 of those 4. And somehow David escapes the triple eviction. And then next week, when we have a whole week of feeds, it's David on the block and David as the target. And we're back to boring shit. So please don't let that happen. Like, if David is going to be evicted in the next 9 to 10 days, just let him go in the triple. Don't waste the whole week on him.
I disagree. I want David to stay, even if he is on the block. I feel like he's like used to being up there. We've yet to really even see campaigning from him, so I'm just like, cool, like whatever.
You want to see a whole week of it? Because I would
no,
rather
because
see.
who is he going to be next to? His butt's going to get carried to the end. We can, and we'll. There's a conversation about this later that we will talk about, but I think the most entertaining people to stay would definitely be Dani, Nicole, and Christmas. Unfortunately, Christmas is at the bottom of that totem pole. She could go, but Dani and Nicole need to stay for our entertainment. Memphis needs to stay for our entertainment. Cody, Enzo.
I do not want Dani and Christmas to go in the triple eviction. I changed my mind. Like, that's what I wanted to happen, but I don't anymore, because I want them to both stay and I want them to be on the block together next week, because it will be the most entertaining. And I want a whole week of it. I don't
just
want
really
a
want
whole
this
week
whole
of
season to
David.
end, and I just want to be over.
I just
There's no
don't
good
want
combo.
I just don't want a week of David on the block and David being the target.
But he's not
That
gonna
will
be the
be
only one on the block. There's gonna be someone else, and that might he. I don't see why they would vote him out. Like, there's no
well,
reason to vote him
sure,
out,
but
especially after the triple. The committee's already
we
turned on each
we know
other.
that. We know there's no reason to vote him out. They don't. They've not done what we would want them to do all season.
They
Why do
haven't,
you
but they
think they
see
would
this.
change now?
But they haven't sent him home. He has never been anyone's target. Oh,
Sure.
Memphis is, and the whole committee was
Exactly.
like, "What, Memphis?
So
This doesn't make any
I'm
sense."
telling you what's going to happen if David survives the triple eviction. He will be on the block for a whole week, and he's probably
Next
going
to
to be the
someone
target.
else, and he will
Next to
not be the
someone else,
target.
and it's not going to be entertaining.
All right. Well, I digress. We'll see
Agree
what
to
happens.
disagree.
Okay. All right. Cody goes on to say that he would prefer to see Christmas go so that they could have both Memphis and Tyler. So instead of Memphis or Tyler going to pull in Christmas, he's telling Enzo, I'd actually rather see Christmas go and we get Memphis Tyler. And that's a much better idea in my opinion. Why just go for one Christmas when you can have 2 Memphis Tyler?
Maybe. I think that they need. I like their idea of keeping Memphis. I do not like their idea of keeping Tyler. Like, if you let Tyler get much further, he has the potential to run the game by winning out comps, and he's got enough game smarts that I think he can sway the jury. So,
Yeah.
I wouldn't
I
let him
think
get too far.
Memphis over Tyler for sure. I wouldn't let him get far at all.
Yeah,
I think he needs to go in this triple. If Tyler doesn't go in this triple, I think he's making it to the end.
yeah, same.
Um, so then Enzo talks about Dani and Nicole better not vote for Kevin this week because the House is pretty much knows that they were the 2 votes last week that went against the House. He wants it to be a 6-0 vote against Kevin, David staying, and they want to work with Dani, but she's playing such a messy game.
Yeah.
Using this as an example, but for Nicole, Enzo says this, and this was so hard for me to put in our notes. Enzo says that he is in love with the game that Nicole is playing, and I think we just need to dissect this a little bit.
But Enzo, like, we were really rooting for you, and then you said this, and
Now we're not
now
rooting for you. Well,
Now we can't.
I would rather you get to the end, Enzo, than Nicole, because I don't want you to be in the jury voting for her since you
Right.
love her game so much. Like she's played just. I mean, I guess she's playing a better game than Dani because Dani's game is a whole hot mess. But to say that he loves the game she's playing is a stretch.
Yeah, like she's
What game crying?
she's a
Yeah,
rat,
he
and
must he must just love seeing her cry all the time because
that's what she does.
um
It's rough.
Jim
Mm-mm.
says, "Are they still lying about the votes?" I think the House has kind of dropped it because I haven't seen it brought up
Yeah.
too much. The House
But
seems to have dropped it, but everyone knows.
I love that they're even lying to each other. I mean, clearly it was y'all.
Yeah,
We need
yeah, they're
Cody
just
to be
such a
like,
mess.
come on, y'all.
29876543321. Tell me who voted this way.
Tell me who voted for Davon.
Yeah. Ed says acting helpless and pathetic is not the gameplay I like. She's playing victim card all day long. It's so tough to watch. I don't know what Enzo meant by this comment. Like saying he loves the game that she's playing, but it
Yeah.
was in a context of talking about Dani. So yes, she's playing a better game than Dani. It's not as sloppy.
But Dani's game is way more entertaining, much more enjoyable to watch.
Yeah. Sad Girls Club.
Yeah, because Aiden said bad girls, not Enzo likes those sad girls. Sad Girls Club. Yeah, we don't subscribe to that one.
The mole man says, "Could you imagine if Enzo cuts Cody at 3 and takes Nicole? The crowd will go wild." Oh my gosh. I mean, he
It
would be
would be
smart.
so smart to do that.
It would be smart. But I don't know, like, what if he takes Cody over in that? I think that would be the most shocking if he took Cody
Yeah,
because Cody would
Cody's
beat
got
him.
the most likely scenario to beat Enzo. Like I feel like Enzo almost hands down beats every single person except possibly with the exception of Cody. So it would be my ideal final two because I think that they've played the best games. But please don't do it, Enzo.
Please, please don't.
Please don't. Don't do
Please,
it.
yeah. If he were to
Don't
take,
be
if
don't
he,
be the woo taking Tony. Like, don't do it.
it would be a mistake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be so shocking if he but, I mean, he thinks that Nicole is playing such a good game. It's just like, he might actually do it,
Yeah.
is the
Oh
most
my
shocking
gosh.
thing. If
Yeah.
he does that, that's definitely the demise of his game.
Yeah.
That's the end. Just like Cody taking Derek.
Yeah.
Wrong move.
Wrong
Um,
move.
alright, so we've kind of hyped this conversation up a little bit. Kevin talks to David about being a floater and gives him some insight. So we've seen Davon. It's like a torch is being passed, like Davon giving Kevin insight. Kevin is about to go and he is giving David some insight on how this game is looking. And so Kevin tells David, he's like, "Look, dude, you might get brought to the end because some people might perceive your game as questionable and therefore someone that they could be." And then David responds to that and is like, "I need to start campaigning, huh?"
No, you don't. No, what? You don't need to start campaigning. Just sit there and do nothing. Please.
Kevin's like, "You're gonna get to go to the end. You're gonna get to
Yeah.
go to the end." And
You
he's
can
like,
only make things worse by talking.
"Oh, oh, okay, so I should start campaigning?" What?
No. What? Why did you get that from this conversation? What?
Um,
What did I say that made you think that that's what I was saying?
and Kevin's like, "No." I mean, he doesn't say no, but he, contextually means no. He's like, "People's minds are made up.
Mm-mm.
That's how this works."
Yeah.
He's like, "By the time the two people are on the block, a decision is made. So there's no need for you to campaign. Don't even
Yeah.
worry about it. Just lay low."
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
Solid
Maybe
solid advice from Kevin. Like this is
David will
David's best
provide
Best play
David,
under the
you have
board.
the torch now. So whenever it's time for you to go, you have to now pass some insight with your 187 IQ to someone else. And I can't wait for the day when David passes that insight to someone else.
Yeah. It
Um,
will be something to see. So Kathy over here says that she thinks David was just kidding with this comment. And she kind of said the same thing earlier about his campaign to Dani and the table. So what do you think? Do you think he's joking or do you think this is his gameplay?
Well, Kathy also says David has a dry sense of humor, and I do. I agree. He does have a dry sense of humor, so sometimes
Hmm.
he's hard to read on these feeds. I have a dry sense of humor, as well. So it would like, so it's like the 187 IQ comment could have also been a joke. It is so hard to tell with David.
Yeah.
So we have to take what he says at face value. I don't know. I mean, he also
Yeah.
just like, made comments about what's a veto and all, I mean, so many things David has said that were like, is this a
Mm.
joke or is this
Yeah.
for real? And we just, we don't know. It's
Yeah.
questionable.
Like I really think that I think this is him being like genuine. This is his gameplay. Like I think David is probably a smart individual outside of the house, but as a Big Brother player, he's really awful.
Yeah, I mean, he at the end of the day, no matter what, he's not a good game player. If this is his strategy, but me and Kylie have said this before. If David gets to the end and he's in that final two spot, and he's like, "Fooled you all," this was
I
my game
know
plan all the
everything.
time. Yeah, and this is what I did, and these are the conversations I was a part of. I would be shocked,
Yeah.
and honestly, that would be the best thing ever.
Yeah. Um
But, um,
So then we also get Kevin and David talking about how Davon trusted in Nicole because there is just no way that Nicole would lie to her face after Davon gave her $500,000. Like, there's no way. So Davon was completely on board with Nicole is being truthful to me. And David's like, yeah, but I've noticed that Nicole's whole demeanor's changed since Cody won HOH. Like, you can tell that she's not threatened by it. She's feeling really comfortable, and she's being kind of snaky.
yeah, I mean, we saw, um, Christmas also talk about a noticeable difference when,
Yeah,
Nicole left. And can we also talk about a noticeable difference in her voice? Like in her DRs on the Sunday night episode, she didn't have her
yeah,
whiny voice. Like she was doing
yeah.
her normal voice, the one we got after Zingbot. And I'm like, she's literally a
You
different
can
person.
control this. You can
Yeah,
control this a little bit.
she's a different person. Yeah, so, I mean, she definitely last week, she was so paranoid. I mean, I feel like I could tell physically that she was paranoid, like, she was hardly sleeping, like, her eyes were dark. She just
Yeah,
looked genuinely stressed out, and this week, she's definitely not as worried, and it seems
yeah,
like she's chilled out a little bit, not as on high, alert as she was. Jim says, "Zingbot cracked her."
yeah.
Maybe
Drugger.
for the best, like, honestly, because prior to this week, she was not heading down a good path, but she seems like now she's gotten a little more comfortable, maybe gotten her groove back, and we've seen this side of Nicole before where the end of the game, she kicks it into high gear. Maybe
Hmm.
that's the game that we're getting now. Um, but yeah, we are seeing a different side of Nicole, and the house guests are noticing it as well, which
Yeah.
could be bad.
Yeah. And also in this conversation, we get David saying, but the closer we get to Thursday and a new HOH coming up, she goes back. She reverts back to paranoid Nicole. And, like high strung, calm, high strung, calm. And that is Nicole's game. I mean,
Yeah.
she is very paranoid. She is always checking in, doing her due diligence and talking with everybody, kind of like what Christmas pointed out. And this is what she does. So,
Yeah, and,
Nicole
honestly,
being Nicole.
though, I mean, I would probably be doing the same thing. If I were in that house, I would be checking in with people, making sure that, like, we got the same plan. But the
Yeah.
problem is when she is throwing these votes like her and Dani did last week,
Yeah.
that isn't good. It's one thing for you to be like, "Look, we're good. okay, yeah, we're good, and then you go and do the opposite of what you like, if someone else would have done that to her, she would have been very upset.
Mhm.
So,
Yep.
Kathy goes on to say, David may have been voted out night 1 in BB21, but he did spend 3 weeks in the house and can't come back. He was around a lot more than people realize. Yeah, I mean, he did, but he didn't get exposed to a lot either way in that
Yeah.
time. He didn't get exposed to a lot, and, um, we also have to remember that the house guests in BB21, everyone in Camp Comeback, this was shown on the episode,
They were
partially that
shunned.
they were shunning them. They were like, "Just don't talk to them. Don't talk game to them." Um, so yeah. I don't know. I mean, Ed says, "Kathy, do you run David's Twitter?" Whoever is running David's Twitter is fire. Like,
Yeah.
I hope they're on BB23.
Yeah.
So, all right. That is all that happened on the feeds yesterday, guys. Wish we had more, but no
Yeah, this
worries.
is
We do
it.
have 2 good tweets remaining, so we can move into our tweets of the day. We're not sure which one wins, so you guys tell us. We picked 2 of them that we thought were pretty good. This one comes from Evil Dick, and it says, Did the original tweet says Tyler doesn't have very much control this season, and Evil Dick retweets it and says he didn't even have control over his own quitting game, and that
He
is just
tried, y'all, but he couldn't even control that.
yeah, he really gave it the college effort, but wasn't able to quit like he wanted to. Um,
So yeah,
and
we're seeing a different side of Tyler this year because he doesn't have the control.
yeah, so he doesn't have any control.
Yeah, and then
Um,
our second tweet is going to come from Bo Beasley, Janelle's BFF from BB6, and Bo says,
the
"Another
whore
boring
himself.
week." Another boring week of hashtag BB22, lame nominations, lame excuses, and Christmas thinking that she's the coolest thing that's never walked the earth. Hashtag bored. Hashtag BB All Stars 2.
There goes our sound effects again. Um, yeah, it's like every week, you know, y'all, we really trying. We're really trying to make this as entertaining as possible. And we hope we're doing okay at that. But these feeds are boring. This show is boring. The
Yeah.
only thing we have to hold on to this week is the triple eviction and hope that that shakes up this house in some way. Like, I also am hoping for a jury buyback. I hope Davon comes
Yeah.
back in this house and
Don't
wrecks
think that's
shop.
happening. Don't think that's happening.
Don't get out of here, Kylie, with that negativity. We're not. Take it back. It's happening.
I'm not taking it back. Not. Okay,
So
let's look at some comments. Y'all hit us with your thoughts. We'll scroll back through here, see if there's anything good that we missed.
is
Trisha, you
BB22 the worst season this far? I cannot put this as bad as BB21.
yeah, I despised BB21. And I mean there were a few good people to come from it, but
This season as a whole was just not good. Yeah, I mean, there were some great people to come from that season.
yeah.
Oh, we love Kat, we love
Cat.
Cliff, um,
We love Jessica.
Jessica, and Ovi's great, but
Nicole.
none of them people
There's
made
like
it far
four
enough.
bad apples,
Yeah, and those bad apples ruined the whole damn season, and that's a fact,
especially
okay?
when one of the worst apples won. So,
Like,
and
the worst apple.
BB15 was really terrible too, obviously, for kind of the same reasons. I think BB15
Yeah.
is the worst. And then BB21's pretty close.
No, I disagree. BB21 over BB15. Um, I liked Andy's gameplay, I don't care. So,
Yeah, but BB21 did give us Cat, so it's not the worst season.
um, Mole Man ranks them all for us. 5, 9, 1, 11, 15, 19, 21, then 22.
There you go.
One is very boring. On an entertainment
Yeah,
level,
one is super boring. I
it's
mean,
at 0 entertainment.
I had not watched BB1 ever, and so I was like, okay, you know what? There's nothing on TV. Let me go back and watch that. And I did, y'all. I watched every episode.
And that y'all, back then there were
20 years later.
5 episodes a week. It's a lot of episodes, and they were
It's a lot.
it,
It's
they
so
had to like
boring.
they had like chickens and like grow their own food. They have a mini fridge. They had to
Like
do
a
comps.
potato clock.
They had to they had a comp where they had to build a clock so they would know what time it was. Y'all, it was torture.
Torture. And kind of the same thing, like they decided to vote out all of the interesting people at the beginning. America did. Bad decision because like Will Mega should have not left week 1. So
Yeah.
entertaining. Jordan the stripper should not have left week 2 because then we got left with, you know, I can't think of her name. Beauty pageant girl. What's her name?
Girl, no, I don't
So
know
nice.
names.
I can't think of it. But anyways, boring. We didn't need her.
Yeah, it was just it was definitely a different time. I loved that there. I mean, like when you watch it, it is literally like time traveling. The
Yeah.
AOL, like search
Yeah.
for them, all this stuff. It's really interesting to watch.
Yeah.
Um,
If by interesting you mean really boring.
it's interesting from a cultural standpoint, I think,
Yeah.
and not an entertainment standpoint. But
Yeah.
definitely,
But then
go watch.
BB2 obviously turns it up.
Yeah, BB2 is what's up. Go watch BB2. It's where we get Dr. Will, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And back then people just did not care. James was retweeting last night, and I think I retweeted him that they were talking about the Jack Shack, and
Yeah.
CBS tweeted like the best duo.
Yeah.
It was like Janelle and
In case or yeah.
yeah, and then James replied and was like, "But only real ones know what this is." It was the Jack Shack.
With Howie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Howie was in there, and yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
That's what it was about back in the good old days.
back in the day, things were real unfiltered, pre-internet,
Yeah.
like pre-social media, not pre-internet.
Yeah.
I mean, not that far back.
Back in like the 1800s when we didn't have the internet.
They barely had power. The floors were dirt. Um, Jim, we give us your list. Y'all can drop y'all's list of give us your top 5 worst seasons, like 1 through 5. What are your worst seasons? Drop it in the comments on YouTube. And I mean, we may have like a whole segment on this because there's nothing to talk about in the feeds.
Yeah, we may just have to talk about that. Good seasons, bad seasons.
Mel says
Yeah.
Jack WTF. Yeah.
Yep. It's exactly what you think it is.
I
They went
retweeted
in,
it. You can go follow us on Twitter and
went in and took care of their necessities.
yeah. Howie and Boogie, I think were the only ones to use it, but took care of business in there. It was like a little like storage box, like a toy box
For
kind of
like,
thing.
yeah, for
Like
like
linens.
garden hoses.
Yeah. Or yeah. Um yeah, so anyways. What
I'm
else?
trying to find some good ones up here.
Who's the worst winner in history? Molman says, I think Drew is the worst winner in BB history.
Ooh, okay. Let me think on it.
Worst winner. I mean, I want to say Jackson, but
No, he's not the worst winner.
he's not the worst winner. He's maybe like on a human
He's the worst
level.
person to win.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, and maybe
But
not even then because
he did play a
that may
game.
go to
He did
Adam.
play a game. He did play a game.
The worst person to win Big Brother might have to go to Adam and his drug ring. So, I don't know. Toss up, guys. Y'all decide. I don't know.
Good post. I mean, no one else had a drug ring. Still interesting.
True. Still interesting.
Ed says Jordan. Oh,
Yeah,
I've seen.
honestly, y'all, that's kind of what I was thinking. Like, I love Jordan and I wanted her to win, but as a game player, she didn't do a lot. I mean,
Right.
she's kind of like the Natalie White. Like, she was cute and likable, and that's why she won.
Okay, comments are coming in on this one. Y'all have some opinions here. Okay. Mel says Nicole.
Yeah, Nicole's not a good one.
Josh.
Paul definitely should have won. No, Josh is not the worst winner. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Brett. Brett always comes at us with the hot takes. No, I don't think Josh is a bad winner. I wanted Josh to win over Paul. He did exactly what he needed to do to win.
Yeah, like
And
we watched the finale together and we were like, yes, yes, he lost again. Are you freaking serious?
I don't like a Paul style of gameplay. And
Aiden, friendship over.
no,
Over. Rachel Riley is not the worst winner. Are you
that girl
serious?
started from the bottom. Now she here. Are you kidding me?
Yes, I'm gonna jump on board with this too. Lisa BB3 might be the worst winner. She was also very nice, but if jury had been sequestered, Danielle Reyes is your winner of BB3. So, there you go. Brett says Paul and Russell Hantz both got ripped off twice. Like, yeah, there's everyone knows.
Paul should have
Every
won his season against Nicole.
yeah.
Yes. He didn't get ripped off with Josh, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think he
shouldn't
got
have
ripped
played
off
like
with
that.
Josh. Josh played a little bit of a groundbreaking game with his use of goodbye messages, and so I feel like that
That was new.
earned
Amen.
Josh the win.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he jury managed and knew what he needed to do to get to the end and did it successfully.
yeah.
Yeah.
I hate you, right, Aiden. He said, to be honest, I don't even know anything about her game. I just wanted to get a reaction. Well, you got it because that is terrible. That was a
Yeah.
terrible take. Get
Jen
out
would
of here.
agree. Paul is not Russell. Russell definitely deserved to win against Sandra.
Yeah, I mean, Sandra did not deserve to have the second win.
No.
Heroes versus Villains should have been Parv or Russell.
Yeah.
And obviously, there's no way in this world, and you can get the hell out of here if you think that Natalie deserved to beat Russell because that's bananas.
Yeah.
So,
Mike Boogie, a bad winner?
yeah, I don't think Mike Boogie's a great winner. I'm good with that one too.
Casey wasn't great. No offense.
Casey wasn't great as an entertaining person, and we had our challenge draft last night. If y'all did not watch us, it was pretty entertaining. And Trisha drafted Casey on her team, and that's because she got to draft her as a competitor, not as a personality. And Casey is a good player. She's a good Big Brother player. She's a good challenge player. She's boring AF in confessionals and DRs. So
Yeah. Yeah, y'all go check out we did a challenge draft last night. It was a late night episode, so it's a little more PG rated. So go check that out. It's long, but you can watch it on fast speed if you want so that you can get straight to the point. But there's some great takes on there, and we loved having Alex, Laren, and Lauren on with us. So y'all go check that out on the channel.
okay, so Emily says Vanessa is the best player not to win. Agree or disagree? Vanessa is the best one-time player to not win. I will probably give her that.
I'm trying to think. I'm like filing through the Rolodex.
But bringing it back to Danielle Reyes, Danielle Reyes is the best player to not ever win.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
She's the rightful winner of BB3. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Jim
Jim
agrees with
said,
you.
Jim said, Boogie wasn't that bad. He's a Looney Tune now. I don't know if y'all follow the incorrect BB updates on Twitter, but if you don't, you should because it is the most entertaining Twitter page out there. And he tweeted that we're not seeing Mike Boogie because, I mean, we're not seeing Dr. Will because Mike Boogie tried to break into the neighbor's house.
Yeah, so if you don't know, there's like at the beginning, I don't know if Mike was actually contacted about being on BB All Stars, but like now
Restraining order.
Dr. Will like has a restraining order on him. Like, oh shit, went left real quick. They are
Yeah.
friendship doesn't exist there anymore. He does not have Dr. Will's friendship bracelet. So yeah, y'all go
Yep.
follow incorrect BB tweets. Mel says Janelle's the best not to win.
She's up there because I love the
She's
hell out of her.
she is a great BB player. You
Yeah.
have to give her that.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
did
she hasn't
suck.
really gotten the opportunity her second two times, but like what she did on BB6 and BB7, she's a top tier player.
Yeah, I mean, she made it to Final 3 in BB All Stars. So
Sorry to bring it back to Survivor, but Mel says I'm in love with Parv, and I am too. Okay? I have a serious girl crush on Parvati. And yeah, that's what it is.
we think Cody would beat Nicole for sure.
Yeah.
Cody would beat Nicole. Hopefully. I mean, I guess unless Enzo's on the jury and he thinks her gameplay is just so fabulous. Cody isn't a good talker, and that's his flaw.
Yeah.
Steve's near the bottom also. Boogie probably in the top 8 since it was All Stars.
Yeah, I mean, Boogie did beat good people, but I don't think that Boogie should have even been there to begin with. Sorry. Not sorry.
Jeff was damn good per Ed.
Yeah, I love Jeff. You know, obviously, I wish Jeff would have been able to stick in the game and not Jordan. But, like, I love Jordan as a person and I was rooting for her to win. But, you know, just because someone's likable doesn't mean that they're a good player necessarily.
Just like Jackson winning, and he's not a good person, but he
Yeah,
did play a good game that season. I mean, an
yeah.
okay game. Like, okay of like the rest.
Let's see what else.
All right. So y'all go check out our challenge draft from last night. It is on the channel, so if you subscribe, you'll get notifications every time that we go live. But it was just done last night, so if you just scroll down on one video, it should be there if you're already subscribed. If not, you can check out the Russell Hantz Show YouTube channel, and it will be on there. So be sure to check that out. The challenge is up on us, so we're so excited for that season to begin airing. We will be providing recaps there. They don't have live feeds like Big Brother, but they do have great episodes and lots of drama. So we're really looking forward to something new after this very dull Big Brother season. So be sure to check that out. We will be back tomorrow at 12 o'clock Central Standard Time. And we have an episode tomorrow. So maybe something interesting will happen in the house between now and then. We're really hoping this friction between Dani and Christmas will heat up and get some traction. So we'll be bringing you updates there. Anything else, Kylie?
No, I think that's about it.
All right, guys. Well, thanks everyone. Y'all were great in the comments today. Lots of great takes for those who joined us live. If you are joining us afterwards, please drop us a comment on the YouTube show. Let us know what your thoughts are on today's episode, everything going on in the feeds. And don't forget to rank your top 5 worst seasons. Put those in order in the comments. Jim, calling you out. Drop us your comments once you get those together. So y'all let us know. Ed says this game starts after this triple. Yeah, we're only
Hopefully.
hoping. Also, hopefully Will shows up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we will see y'all tomorrow at 12 o'clock Central Standard Time. Y'all have a good night. Good day. It's 12 o'clock. All right. Bye,
Bye,
y'all.
people.